to Gaming on a Budget. Today we bring you Time Stories from Space Cowboys, and it says Asmodee on the box, so I'm assuming they were involved somehow. Time Stories is a narrative exploration board game of sorts, where we are trying to puzzle out a story, a set story, that doesn't change. So, in theory, you can only get one playthrough of any particular case, though they're regularly releasing new cases for, somewhere around like $20 or something a piece. So, not too bad. And you're going to be playing each case probably over many, many sessions to actually get it down to the point where you can successfully complete it on time. Because this is a game very much about time. You will be, exploring and, undertaking actions, maybe even getting in fights, and spending time to do so. And should you run out of time, well, luckily you're a time traveler and can go back and try again. We're basically traveling through time trying to repair rifts in the time continuum, that happen for whatever reason. We don't know yet. Now, the problem with doing a video for this, since we're all about the gameplay, is that, like I just mentioned, once you know the story, you're done. So, spoilers aren't just annoying for this game, they literally ruin it for you. I mean, there's no point in playing once you know the story, because that's what you're doing. Much like, say, a choose-your-own-adventure book, where, once you know the right path, it's like, well, you could go down all the wrong paths if you feel like it, but why? So, what we found is that Croc, a super important muckety-muck with Space Cowboys, actually made a special little print-and-play scenario called Trick Track TV, about, I guess, a TV station in Poland, I think, that was designed specifically to show off the gameplay and mechanics and so on and so forth. So, you'll notice a lot of the cards and such look much crappier than the rest of the components. That's because we made them, and, we tried, but still. So, don't worry, you can watch the gameplay without getting spoiled at all on the base game case, which is called Asylum, I believe. Because we'll be playing with a little print-and-play trick-track case, which is supposed to be much lighter and simpler than the actual cases. So, if it seems a little bit underwhelming, don't worry. I promise the full-on cases are much more involved and interesting, for sure. Oh man, when we finally beat the Asylum, we were just like, we're super geniuses, we solved the puzzle. And some of those puzzles are just... Well, anyway, this is all summary material. So, to play, we will be traveling to various locations. This is our time base here, where we will mostly just be, reading some story elements and figuring out where we're going in time and why. Then we'll be traveling to different locations that'll be laid out, in these lettered spaces on the board here. When we visit a particular location, we'll each take our giant player cylinder here and place them wherever we want to visit. We'll look at the other side of the card. We can tell other people about it, but we can't read the card or show it to them. So, for example, if I flipped over a card and saw that it was a painting of, a fantasy landscape with a wizard casting a spell, I could describe that to the other players, but I couldn't show it to them. Yes?
They explain that in the rulebook as we are inside hosts, but we are all telepathically connected. So we see out of our host's eyes, but we are in constant communication with each other. Yeah, I knew we were in hosts,
but I wasn't aware of the telepathy angle.
Yeah, that's why we're able to communicate.
Camera wife read the rule book for this one, so she'll probably be correcting me here and there. So, anyway, this over here is our available locations. These cards can change throughout the game as we, discover new locations, figure out new things. I know that in the actual base game scenario, many times you'll actually gain a card that will become permanent, that will not reset when we loop back through time. So you can actually make tangible progress. But a lot of it is really just figuring things out. So we'll also have various items that we'll gain here and there. There's various things that'll happen. Should we fail or succeed at the mission? This would obviously just be our ending flavor text, but this could say any number of things, about trying again. And most of the stuff will be easiest just to show you as we go along. We'll each have our characters with a particular set of abilities, deafness, charm, and strength, I think, which for some reason in this print and play is represented by a mouse.
We're fixing a website, I think.
Is that it?
I haven't fully read the mission, but I'm pretty sure that's what it has to do with.
We made sure not to play through this in advance, so we'll be discovering it right along with you. We like to show off authentic gameplay. We don't stage anything or do anything like that. So, I think we can probably move on to the actual play. We'll talk about combat and stuff as it comes up. It'll be easier to explain when you're seeing it. That should be sufficient. Let's get on over to the gameplay.